I do believe I have found the perfect Mother's Day movie. Nah, just kidding. So, once again, Sam Raimi has knocked it out of the park. Evil Dead Rise, a spin-off of his wildly popular franchise about a bunch of really naive young people stumbling across a book that they don't comprehend and unleashing terrible evil on the world. Feel-good movie of the summer. This one sort of takes us out of the Evil Dead comfort zone and brings the darkness into a modern city. Our hapless victims are trapped in an apartment and they have to figure out a way to get help or get out. Either way, they gotta get something or they're gonna got. You know what I mean. This time, the victims in question are a family. A single mom raising three very quirky and likable kids. Well, I like them. And her sister, who has been away for some time and has only come back because she's dealing with a personal issue. And somehow they stumble across one of 3 volumes of the Naturom de Montos, aka the Book of the Dead, aka the Necronomicon. I would suggest that this addition to the franchise is a continuation of what happened in the soft reboot of Evil Dead. The one with what's-her-face, the one who was a Deadite for a while and then got back to herself and became the final girl. If so, then there should be at least one more Evil Dead film of this type, because this one really knows what fans of this franchise are looking for. It had plenty of references to past additions to the franchise, not to mention a nod to a movie that everybody loves except the creator of the book that this particular movie is based on. I'm not going to spoil that, but you'll know the reference when you see it, because it's kind of obvious. There are no references to Ash or any other characters from the previous films. However, it's okay, because this could stand on its own if it needed to. The suspense, the gore, which is all practical. Everything is so practical. It's beautiful, in a disturbing way. The action, the cast of characters, they all do a great job. We care for the family and other people in the apartment building. When people start getting knocked off, you care about them. Even one character who's a bit of a grouch, I didn't want to see him get axed, metaphorically speaking. And the first victim, who you recall from the previews as the mom, she's a nice lady. I didn't want to see her get turned into a monster. But as good as she was as a mom, she's even better as a Deadite. I mean, these creatures are I'd say a mix of the classic trilogy Deadites and the drug zombie Deadites that featured heavily in the previous Evil Dead film. Their mannerisms, the way they taunt and belittle our heroes, yeah, they're really disturbing. But be very careful how loud you listen to this movie in certain parts, because I think I got a little bit of tiny hearing loss from one scene. Hopefully it's nothing, but trust me, you're going to want to turn the sound down when certain scenes happen. So this is definitely one to watch at home if you have volume control. Or just plug your ears at certain intervals. Yeah. Like I said, this movie is both a love letter to fans and a good standalone horror flick. The music especially, it harkened back to a classic era when you had a full orchestra to punctuate every little thing. But unlike an orchestra, in this movie, which would have been intrusive, the sound knew how to, the soundtrack knew how to punctuate without overpowering. Combine that with, like I said, perfectly practical gore effects, great stunt work, good acting, and a tight, excuse me, 90-plus minute runtime, and Evil Dead Rise is definitely worthy of the title of groovy. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, Sam Raimi and his fellow horror geeks are geniuses, especially when it comes to the franchise that started it all. And who knows, maybe someday Ash will return to meet up and fight alongside the two heroines from the previous films, this one and the girl in red. Only time will tell. Until then, keep that chainsaw oiled and sharpened, and make sure your boomstick's got plenty of ammo.